What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Back at it again with another banger, my friends. Y'all know the vibes. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
I know South Carolina fans are still reeling after that loss in the national championship game, but they got some amazing news today as Taniyah Laston, the number one transfer in the portal, leading scorer in Division I hoops last season, announced that she is taking her talents to Columbia, South Carolina to be coached by Coach Don Staley, man. Oh my goodness. Can we say super team? Can we say the Gamecocks may have just broken women's college basketball next season, adding Laston to this group? We knew this was a possibility, man, because of the fact that she had connections there. She played high school with Raven Johnson. She played AAU with Johnson, with Malaysia Fulwiley, with Ashlyn Watkins, with Camila Cardoza, and we already know what she's bringing to the table. South Carolina this season lacked perimeter scoring at times, lacked an offensive identity at times. You add in Laston to go with Malaysia Fulwiley, Tessa Johnson, and we didn't even mention the fact Raven Johnson might be coming back.
Continuing a winning habit, like he said, making it to the Final Four all my years, and I think that's big. I mean, a lot of people can't say they been here 4 years in a Final Four, and not even Final Four, national championship. So I say that's big. That's the legacy, and you never know. I might come back, so it could that probably wasn't the end. You never know. So
I know you're not ready to. I know you don't want to announce it yet, but did today's game change your decision?
Kind of, yeah, it did, kind of. It's making me think a little bit because I would love to end on a good note.
Always was best. So Raven and her family will sit down. I'm not in a rush. I hope she's not in a rush, but she does have to think about what the next level looks like for her. I'm never going to tell anybody to stay or to go. I always leave it up to them to make that decision. And Raven, like many other players of our former players in that situation, they'll come up with what's best for them, and whatever that is, we're going to support.
It seems like Raven Johnson will be back in the fold. Laston, a 3-level scorer, elite shot maker, can get a bucket. Like, they finally have a go-to scorer when they need a bucket desperately. When offense is breaking down, when the shot clock is winding down, they need someone to go score it. Taniyah Laston is that type of player, man. This is a major boost for the perimeter. You pair her with Malaysia Fulwiley, and you have maybe the most dynamic backcourt. They played together, like I said, at AAU, and you see what type of time they were on. Like, both of them were unguardable on the Under Armour circuit, man. It was straight buckets, like a whole lot of buckets. You see, the chemistry will already be there, so they will be able to plug her in from day one and really get things running. She plays defense. I think toughness, discipline, the willingness to be coached. Like, she is the perfect culture fit for South Carolina. She's played in some big games. She's been around the block. She's a veteran, and she's already familiar with several of the players. You get Ashlyn Watkins back, Malaysia Fulwiley, Tessa Johnson, Raven Johnson, who some people are, want to move on from her at point guard, but you cannot underestimate her leadership, the cultural impact she has, how they will depend on her to really just be that vocal voice in the huddle, in the locker room. She's a 2-time champion, so she knows what it takes to get it done. She's just a winner. Everything she shows in the box score, everything she does won't show in the box score. The rebounding shows up in the box score, but the communication, the defensive lockdown, seatbelt game, like all of that. And then you're bringing in Laston, a scorer that really can average 20 points per game, even with South Carolina. Like, she's going to get her shots. She finds her offense within the flow of the team offense. She's just not out there just chucking. She's unselfish, man. Like, she could play either guard spot. We've seen her play make for her teammates. There just wasn't a lot of talent at Florida State, no disrespect, to match what she was bringing to the table. Now you plug her in with South Carolina, who are also bringing in Agat McCure. You're also bringing in Ayala McDowell. They might not be done in the transfer portal or on the recruitment trail. They're still in the running for several 5-star prospects. So this is spooky for the rest of the nation, man. This was just a perfect fit. It made a lot of sense, and this is going to solve a lot of perimeter scoring. She's going to take pressure off of the rest of this team, and she's coming from a situation where she's used to being the top scouted player, the top threat on her team, man, with not a lot of help. Now, South Carolina will take pressure off her. Laston wants to compete for a championship. She doesn't want to do it all by herself. Now she will not have to. She just continues to be her and do what she does as far as scoring the basketball, playmaking, and playing defense. And she's going to have a lot of talent around her, man. I think just with her, the scoring averages for South Carolina offensively are going to tremendously improve. They have an elite shot maker that can create for herself, create off the bounce. She's consistent. She can get to the cup. And when she does command a lot of pressure, which she probably will, she can definitely dish it to these other bigs that are coming back. Chloe Kitts, Joyce Edwards is going to be phenomenal next season. Adele Tack is still developing, but she's shown some flashes. You got Miriam Dowda, like a starting lineup. You could have Raven Johnson, Malaysia Full-Wiley, and either Tessa or Tanaya Latson at the 3 or the 2 have Raven. Like, you can mix and match. You definitely got Maddie McDaniel in the fold as well. You're bringing in 2 big wings. Like, they're going to be able to throw a whole lot of different lineups. Now, will Malaysia Full-Wiley, if it is her, be comfortable coming off the bench another year when most of us were expecting her to get the keys? Obviously, not saying they consulted her, but I don't see that she would have any objections to this move. I don't know if she will come off the bench, but even if, I mean, she really doesn't have to, but even if she did, I still think she's a team player and she would make that same similar impact. Laston is going to take pressure off Leigh Full-Wiley as well, man. For her being the spark plug that she is, when her offense was down some games, it really impacted the team. So now you got Laston to pick her up and take her off pressure off of her. We see that they play exceptional together. Like, the film doesn't lie. So I think this will be a perfect match. I don't think there will be much issues with chemistry or her fitting in with this roster. This is a very, very good consolation prize for Coach Dawn Staley in South Carolina, who just reloaded and will be back better next season, I think. Healthy Ashlyn Watkins, a year for all these underclassmen to come back. Yeah, you do lose Sanaya Fagan and Breezy Hall, but they have the bodies to really, really produce. And no disrespect to Breezy Hall, because she is a national champion and she is one of the best defenders to come through there. But Tanaya Latson, however, is offering more upside offensively and could be a more explosive option in the backcourt to really offset Raven Johnson's limited scoring ability as well, where she can get back to just dropping dimes, and Latson and Malaysia Full-Wiley and Chloe Kitts and Joyce Edwards, Tessa Johnson, these other shot makers can just knock down shots. And they will have a lot of open looks because Laston and Malaysia Full-Wiley are going to command a lot of attention. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments, though, about this move. This is big. This is big for the Gamecocks. Y'all holler at me in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. This is the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Until next time, we out.